It is entirely fitting that at the formal commencement of our year together that we hear from our school leaders. And so we will hear from our school captain and we will hear from the principal. So please welcome to the microphone Ethan Andrews.
Over the weekend, something happened around this college that's worth stopping to recognise. On Friday, cheering practice showed what this place looks like when boys choose to turn up. The grandstand spilled over on both sides, and it didn't matter whether you knew the cheers or not, because the boys around you pulled you in and made sure you felt part of it. Later that night, your Nudgy brothers filled Teeny to support Troy and the boys. After a hard-fought debate, the Senior A got the win. Afterwards, there was a special moment outside where we finished the night together with the war cry. Then came Saturday morning. Around 400 boys flooded Ross to support the cricketers. The energy, the noise, and the cheers lifted the mood for the boys on the field and gave them something extra to play for. This level of support has never happened before. As the day progressed, once again, the blue and white showed up in numbers at the volleyball. Every point was cheered, every effort backed, and in a team missing a star player, the support made a genuine difference. After, some boys even returned to see the end of day's play at the cricket. Good morning, Mr. Thomson, Reverend Christian brothers, members of the college leadership team, staff, parents, and my fellow Nudgy brothers. I'm not sharing this recap with you to say that our spirit is perfect, or we've suddenly got everything right. I'm sharing it because what we saw over the weekend is a real example of what this college looks like when we live out what we say we are. It showed boys choosing to turn up for one another, backing their mates across different activities, and understanding that being part of Nudgy means more than just wearing the uniform. It means standing with the people beside you. So for the support shown on the weekend, I would just like to say thank you. Thus, as the senior cohort of 2026, we have spent time thinking about what we want our final year to stand for. Not what sounds impressive or not what necessarily looks good on banners, but what genuinely shapes the culture of this place day to day. With that in mind, the senior motto for 2026 is, be true to the blue. Being true is about integrity. It's about being honest with yourself and with others, owning your actions, taking responsibility when things don't go to plan, and choosing to do the right thing even when no one is watching. It also means consistency, being the same person regardless of who you're with or what situation you're in. To the blue is about what we represent. The blue we wear is more than a uniform. It represents the values, standards, and brotherhood of this college. Every time we put it on, we're representing more than ourselves. We are representing our mates, our year level, our families, and the generations of Nudgy men who have come before us. Being true to the blue isn't about one big moment or one loud weekend. It's about the small, everyday choices that define culture. It's turning up properly, even on the days you don't feel like it. It's treating staff and classmates with respect, and it's backing your mates. Not for recognition, but because that's who we are. As seniors, we understand that the example we set carries weight. Younger students are watching, and the standard we live by shapes their experience of Nudgy. But culture isn't built on 1 year level alone. Every student here contributes to it, and every choice either strengthens this community or weakens it. Being true to the blue also means gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunities we've been given, for the people who support us, and for an education that many others don't have access to. That perspective matters. Be true to the blue reflects how we choose to engage with this place. The more we invest in our community, the stronger the culture becomes for everyone. What we saw over the weekend shows what's possible when we get this right. And as per an email from a well-known face around here, Pricey, the last weekend was the best weekend of spirit he has ever seen in his 10 years of being directly associated with Nudgy. So the challenge now is to make sure that standard doesn't exist for just one weekend, but becomes the norm across the whole college. That's the commitment the seniors of 2026 are making, and it's one we invite the entire Nudgee community to continue building together this year. Let's be true to the blue, not just in words, but in how we show up for one another. Every day, like your Nudgee brothers did for the debaters, the volleyballers, and the cricketers. Thank you.
Good morning, Father John, Reverend Christian Brothers, Mr. Mike Senior, College Advisory Council member, special guests, colleagues, parents and carers, and most importantly, young men of Nudgee College. On the 8th of May 1891, His Grace Archbishop Dunn, who had just returned from overseas, and Father Dennis Fooey arrived at St Joseph's College, Nudgee. Their task on that day was to celebrate Mass and in doing so officially commemorate the opening of our great school. The Archbishop spoke about his expectations for the Catholic Church, for our state of Queensland, and the role that our school would play moving forward in the future. He set high expectations right from the outset. Today, we come together to celebrate the 136th Commencement Mass at this great school, St Joseph's Nudgee College. Much has changed since that day in May, nearly 135 years ago. Roughly 40 boys and 5 Christian brothers were present to hear Archbishop Dunn, after whom the Jewig building was formally named, preside over the celebration of the Eucharist. A little over 10 subjects were taught in those first few years at Nudgee College. Our school and our brother school that sits on Gregory Terrace were one school. St Joseph's College, Nudgee was the boarding arm of St Joseph's College. The day students attended St Joseph's College on Gregory Terrace. For nearly 10 years, the schools combined for the annual awards ceremony, and even the great Archbishop James Jewig, who was mentored and guided by Brother Duggan as a student at Gregory Terrace, used to refer to Nudgee on his many visits to our campus as his school. We now find ourselves as a community of well over 1,700 students with hundreds of staff to support them. We are known as St Joseph's Nudgee College, and we have operated independently from our much respected brother school, Gregory Terrace, for well over 130 years. We have dozens of subject offerings for our students, highly developed cultural, sporting and service opportunities, and our buildings would be unrecognisable to the students and staff who were present at that first commencement Mass in 1891. Whilst much has changed and for the better, there are still many overwhelming similarities and priorities that continue to drive the development of the students in our care. You, the 1,740 Nudgee men who sit before me. These priorities have been highlighted and echoed during our Mass. You will have no doubt heard a common theme running through our readings, through Father John's homily and in our college captain Ethan's address. Focusing on improving the life of others leads to a greater sense of self. Whilst the leper and his contemporaries were overjoyed at being healed by Jesus, there was only one who thought more of the importance of showing gratitude and appreciation. St. Paul spoke about the virtues of kindness, humility and compassion, amongst others, all qualities that enhance and improve the lives of those we encounter daily. Ethan launched the senior motto for 2026, "Be true to the blue." This phrase calls all of you, as custodians and stewards of the Nudgee tradition and heritage, to honour the past, enhance the present, and secure the future of this great school. It was the late St. Teresa of Calcutta, known to many as Mother Teresa, who once stated, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." The beauty of the Nudgee community, so unique, is not in the achievements of the many great old boys who have strutted across the world stage for the last 130 years, but our strength of character as a community and how it comes from the small things that occur each day. You enhance our name, our reputation, our connected community simply by how you treat your Nudgee brothers and the staff and volunteers who help you each day. Great things are achieved by a series of small things done together. Recently, I stumbled upon a previous vision statement for our college. It's decades old. Under the subheading Personality, I noted the following. The young man who emerges from Nudgee should be a person who is noted for behaving honourably in all situations, is just in his dealings with others, and committed to working against injustice wherever it occurs. His respect for all should be clearly demonstrated by courteous demeanour. Our graduate should be a person of love, one who loves God, his fellow man, his family, his community, and the world. Gentlemen, that is what being true to the blue is all about. It is about being a sign of faith to all. I speak on behalf of all staff when I say that we're privileged and honoured to be entrusted with the formation and intellectual, spiritual, physical and social development of each and every one of you. Our hope is that you will become great men of humility and honour who will positively impact the world in which we live. You are blessed to have such incredibly committed and devoted staff who genuinely care for you. You are very privileged to be in such a position, and you must take advantage of this opportunity. Students in other schools are not afforded such grand opportunities, and there are any number of young men, not just in Brisbane, but around our state, nation and the world, who would give anything to call themselves a Nudgee man. As such, there is a high level of expectation placed on you. For some, you may fall short of these expectations, and it's our job as staff to remind you and work with you to ensure that the same mistakes are not made repeatedly. It was American author Sylvia Plath who once stated, "If you expect nothing from somebody, you are never disappointed." I can assure you, gents, that is not the case here. We have high expectations so that you will be genuinely proud of your achievements and the person you have become upon graduation. If or when you fall short, know that we are disappointed in the behaviour and action, not the person. Our goal is to ensure that you learn and amend, not repeat and take pleasure in acting in ways contrary to our high standards and expectations. Men of Nudgee, as we move into our 2026 academic year, may you strive this year to be true to the blue. May you come to know our Lord Jesus as your unseen but known companion and guide. May you grow as a learner and student. May you outperform the 2025 version of you as a musician, actor or artist. May you improve your skill and ability as an athlete or competitor and come to know the value and self-benefit of serving others. But most importantly, may you be a person who in 2026 finds ways to be kind to others, show gratitude for what you have, and put others before yourself. In doing so, you will make our great school even better and show the world what a true signum fidei can be. Thank you.